Today we're looking at a creature that I shot over by the pond. There's several with him. That one right there, you can see he's poking through trying to get a look. He's got that primate kind of skunk ape look, right? But there are other ones, and this one just looks like a really big aboriginal, like, you know, really man-like. Dark. This guy is the exact opposite. Here's one of the achroms that we talk about. He's achromatically colored, gray or white or any of those spectrums in between. Check out the breakdown.
Welcome to the Nephilim Files.
Today we're looking at some footage shot down the street from my house here, and we've got multiple enormous creatures, and we're seeing this confusion that the cameras register in the areas specific to these creatures' anatomy, right? So we've got a bunch of light being retransmitted in forbidden colors, and cameras don't do well with that. We've got bushes, they're in the water, some of these guys, and then we've got these other ones. But this guy right here, we're lucky we got a few frames of him. There's one right here you can see, but there's one coming up, and he's looking right at the camera, right there. This is a really nice shot, basically, of what's hiding. You can see the anatomy here from the face, the bone structure of this other one. But this guy, he just looks like an aborigine. All right, so we're back in and we're watching this area here because we've got a bunch of creatures, and we can see there's a little bit of a bone. And across the pond, we've got several creatures, and they're all in that area of light that their skin is affecting, and it's really hard to see. But this guy came in clear on this frame. You can see right here, this is the actual nose. They have very wide noses, just like those totem poles suggest. You watch those Bigfoot shows, they've shown those totem poles. You can see some of this creature's eye right here, but this creature is right here, and it looks to me, based on what I'm seeing and what I know about him, that his fingers are up in his face, and that there's possibly other little ones with it. So is this what females look like? We don't know yet, but we've seen plenty that look like this. We're actually reviewing footage today of this big guy down here, and so we know he's not alone now. And here's one that's really clear, and you can see you got the little bone structure and these big nostrils. They have wide noses. He's just laying in the bushes on an embankment, right? But what they do is they dig the bank back and then pull the bushes over him. The bushes grow in nice and thick, and secretly they've got this bank going back further than it appears. And so that's how they're able to do this. They're staying cool in the water. They've just pushed the bank back, and they're all in the mud and the shallow end of the pond, and they've covered themselves up. What we've got is we've got a ton of movement, and then suddenly, boom, the face becomes real clear. We can see there's one behind him with half his face sticking out, and that's how they do it. One in front, half a face, half a face, half a face, and they're all at different levels, so you're getting different parts of the symmetry. But here he is right here, and you can see it looks like an aboriginal. It looks like an aboriginal man, and that's what the base element of this, I think, was. We've got other ones in here too. We got this big guy right in here, a couple of them actually. Here's one here. You can see they're all in here, man. And in this interference, this is what the sun does. You can see we've got it right here, but who's making that out? You know, not at that distance. And you know, when you start getting into, you know, people are like, oh, run over there. Look at that frame. He's got his head turned now, and he looks primate. This guy right here, you can see his eyes, and then this is the bottom of his nose. So he's just right in here. That's the guy we're after, and we're looking for frames specific to him. And we can see this is one of the better frames where we can see even the ball in his eye. This is his nose. The side of his face is right here, and he's got other ones with him. Of course, it's the same clip, so we've got the bone structures showing from time to time of other creatures that are with him. And but we can see that guy's actually there. He's literally moving, and you can see right there just that little bit of movement, and he's just watching me. That's the thing. They don't want to give away their position, so they're trying to stay as still as they can. Up in here, we got some stuff going on above him. There's all kinds of them gathered up, and what they do is they dig out this bank back this way, so it's fake. It looks like weeds and all this, but really they've dug it back into a little cul-de-sac and piled bushes in on top of themselves, and they're in the water enjoying it. You can even see this creature right here, his fingers coming up, and there appear to be nails on it. Like this is like, I mean, we're dealing with stuff that we don't actually have any reference to in history. It's all been sequestered. These are the creatures' bones in some cases that get removed, and nobody knows, what happened to them. And these museums are, doing things where they're taking the bones, and people don't. Let's try to get a little bit better on that. And they're taking the bones, but just looking at it, we know we've got these wild hominoids. We've seen a few of them in this footage alone, and then I wanted to try to see if we can get this guy. You can see the edge of his face right here, so his whole head. Look at this brow. He's got one of those big, bony, continuous bone structure brows. Then you can see both nostrils and the bridge right here, and then the dark, deep-set eye sockets side of his face is right here. So his mouth would be somewhere in this area probably. He's got one of these big chins, man. These guys here, they're the ones that people see and they say, well, I saw what appeared to be a skunk ape in the forest. We're looking at that footage again, and we got creatures here. They're all in the water, though. And we got this one guy. There's another one right there. But we got this one over here that's really incredible. And so we're going to look at that now. Okay, guys, so if you look right here, here he is. This is one of them, and there's one right next to him. And we just looked at this guy, and then here he is in a frame where the transmission's blocked enough that we can actually see what's going on. We got his nose. This is a nostril, and you can even see the outside of it where the cover is, and then you've got the fat of the nose there. But he's just squinting, and his head's right there. That's his whole head. You can even see his lips pursed a little bit. That's a Bigfoot in the water. This is one of the achromatic colored ones. He would look gray to you if he was in an overcast situation outside of the forest. Just a big, giant, gray Sasquatch, humanoid, really robustly built caveman crossed with some type of a primate, it seems. It's extremely disturbing to see them and get a look at them in action. I've had several of those over the course of the last decade, but that's one of them right there. That's his head, and you can see the little line right there. He's squinting, and his top of his head is right here. Nostrils, nose, and his mouth. I want to thank you guys for watching the Nephilim Files today, and please subscribe and turn on all notifications. We don't bombard you. We do one or two things a week. And as you can see, we're getting it done, man. That's a Nephilim right there. They're real, not only in the Old Testament, but right now. In fact, these ones are down the street from my house. Oh, and don't forget to tell them to call Zaskey when they're actually ready to discover Bigfoot. If you look right here, you can see there's something strange going on right there. That's a forehead, and it looks like it has hair. That's one of our creatures, but it's only in the surface of the water, and it's not a mirror image. It's staring at me right side up as though it was standing in the mud or in the dirt. We have creatures in the forest behind, but you can plainly see that one there, and you can even see the eye right there in the next frame. Strange that we're seeing that with the other creatures in the forest behind my wife. You can see there's a huge one right up there, and it's all it takes is to understand their symmetry and how this light thing bouncing off their skin is fooling your eye, and you can really start picking up on these guys being there.
Nephilim Files.